Well, folks, I'm not having very much luck with these shafts. I got the I got this part sewed on both of them, the belt part. But man, I was fighting that machine every step of the way. I had to restart it 1, 2, 3 times, and it shouldn't. You know, it was breaking the thread, and I had to start over. This piece here, I got it sewn on. This is a side plate that goes against your thigh. But that one did okay, but the machine was still binding up and giving me problems. This side, I got that part sewed on, but like I said, that one I don't think gave me quite the trouble. I had to start it over twice. I still haven't got to sew this on yet. The machine is binding up. What it's doing is it's really hard to explain, I guess. Well, let's see. This piece here, this is the bobbin. Inside of here, it's got a little spool of thread in here. And this string goes through this ring. Hard to do this one-handed here. And it sits in here like that. And this spins around inside of this thing. What it does is this little hook right there. That hook is supposed to grab the thread when the needle comes down, and it spins it around this piece. So you're basically wrapping the spool of thread that's inside of here around the loop when the thread comes down. Like I say, it's hard to explain without showing you exactly what it does. And this piece here, that hook right here, it does the same thing. It grabs the string and pulls it around, gets it started, then it comes back. If it doesn't do it right, it doesn't pull it tight. And what's happening is the loop isn't being pulled tight completely. There's some tension screws that you can adjust that is supposed to tighten that up, and I've messed with those and can't get it to work. It's leaving a second loop. When you pull it tight, it's not pulling that one tight. And so when the needle comes back down, it grabs both loops and it binds up, and there's nothing you can do about it. I've got a little I got a horseshoe nail with a tiny little hook bent on the end. I can reach in there and pull that first loop out of the way, and then it'll work. You pull this thing's all crank handled. I don't know if I've showed this for a while. Anybody who's new hasn't seen it probably, but this machine it's non-electric. You pull a crank for every stitch. It almost looks like a slot machine handle. You pull that, and there isn't much inside of these. Looking at this, I mean, it's pretty simple, really. There's a rod here with gears on either end. The pressure foot is down here, needle's down here. Thread, of course, is up here, and it comes down and around. The bottom end, that bobbin piece goes into here. That long piece I just showed, it is the rod that comes through here. Luckily, I was a little worried taking that out. I've never had this apart before, but luckily it has a little keyway, so I can't get the timing off. You know, if it gets off just a little bit, it ain't gonna work at all. It ain't working now, so I figured, well, if it's broke, I can only break it worse. So I took this apart, and on this piece and on the piece with the bobbin, there was a small amount of corrosion on there. I've had this sewing machine since 1994, and overall it's been really good. It's called a Tippman Boss is what it is, the model name. And It's been really good. I haven't had a lot of problems with it. When I first got it, to lift the pressure foot here, you squeeze this thing, looks like a bicycle brake, and it has a cable like a bicycle brake that comes down and around, and that's what lifts this up and down. The first designs they made, this wasn't a very good design, and they broke. I sent it back, I think once. I ended up buying a new handle piece for it twice since '94, and this one here is the new and improved deal. The last time I sent it back, they sent me a whole new handle for it, and it's a completely different design. I haven't had any more trouble with the cable breaking, but the when I take this piece off, this cast iron piece, inside of here there's some parts that have worn, and the pressure foot isn't lifting the way it's supposed to. It still sews, except for the problem I'm having with it today. So that's one of the reasons I am kind of burned out on all this leather work. I can't, if you have mechanical problems and it's fighting you every step of the way, all it does is put you in a bad mood, and I can't get anything done. I mean, I'd be faster sewing this by hand, but I don't want to sew it by hand. I paid, what did I pay, $1,500, something like that, for that sewing machine. Of course, it was '94. They're more now, but I don't think they're that much more. But I bought a sewing machine so I didn't have to sew by hand. Anyway, I'm going to put this back together, and hopefully that little bit of corrosion was grabbing the string enough that it's not sliding the way it should. Guess we'll find out. But man, what a pain. It's been a good machine overall. I've had it a long time. 94 till now was, what would that be? Too many years for me to think up right now. But it hasn't given me a lot of problems. But today, oh boy. Okay, so the way this works, the way it's supposed to work anyway, is when your needle comes down through the leather, it goes down to there, and it starts, when you pull it, bring it back up, there's a loop that gets hooked on that hook. Then it goes around like so and makes a stitch. Then you come back down. It's supposed to do it again. I missed it that time. And it's missing the stitch. But it might be because there's no leather, no resistance for it to do it. But what's happening is when that comes up, there's another, let's see, where'd my nail go? It doesn't pull it tight enough, and there's a second loop right there. And that hooks on that hook and binds up, because the other one tries to grab it too, and man, it just binds up. You can't do anything except for cut the thread. Okay, got a scrap piece of leather so I don't mess up my shafts. The first stitch, you want to hold both these strings so they don't get tangled up inside. Okay, so that grabbed. Oh man, tell you what. So this is working now, but look what it's doing. That loop twice around the pressure foot. So I gotta cut that apart again anyway. Like I say, this is just a practice piece, but man, it just makes this such a pain in the butt. Takes any kind of fun away from doing it that there could be. Okay, so that piece is garbage. Okay, try it from this way. Okay, this is looking a little more promising. Maybe I can finally get this done. It's a pretty simple machine. There's not a lot, like I said, inside of it. Just some rods and some gears. And a little plastic cover that pops onto the back of it. The trouble is that it's kind of like a clock. You gotta have everything timed just right. When the needle goes down, it's supposed to, make that loop. That other piece has to be just right to grab it as it comes up. And then once it's at the right point coming up, then it has to pull it tight with this piece up here. Well, maybe you can't see that. This piece here, it goes up and down. Well, it doesn't go up and down unless the string's pulling it down, but like so. And then when you pull it up again, it pushes that back. The other problem that you have with these is because it is a crank, it has to go far enough down and far enough back. If you don't go all the way, then it doesn't work right either. It'll have kind of the problem I'm having with it. But I don't know what's going wrong for sure. I think it's hopefully just got a little corrosion and enough dirt in there that it's just not working quite the way it was supposed to. Anyway, let's find out what happens here. With the leather in the way, you can't see the bobbin part and see what's happening either, so that makes it a little harder yet too. One drawback to this machine being hand crank is that you kind of have to hold everything with one hand too, which makes it a little bit difficult. Because you have to have your other hand to run the machine. Yep, missed a stitch. Yeah, see, it's binding up. What it's doing is it's doing that double loop thing. I take my horseshoe nail and reach in there, pull that loop up out of the way, can make it unbind, but it doesn't stay like that. It keeps the next stitch or two, it'll do it again. Ah, man, I'll tell you, it sure makes it tough. Really takes the fun out of it too. This isn't quite so bad, but if it's something more, yeah, see there, it did it again. If it's something even more awkward than that, it's a real problem. Saddle skirts or something big that you are really having a hard time controlling with just one hand. See, now it's missing the stitch. Yeah, there it did it again. Ah, and again. And people wonder why I'm kind of tired of doing leather work. Well, I do this in my spare time, and I don't have a lot of spare time. When I do have spare time in the winter months and things, I want to do something that's fun for me. And when I spend all day fighting with a dang machine that doesn't want to work, I definitely don't want to be messing with this. Look at that. Not even 2 stitches and it does it again. Yeah, what'd I get there? 5 or 6 anyway. I was really hoping it was just dirty, but it don't seem to fix the problem. Yeah, see? Again. One thing I really do like about this machine is being that it is non-electric. I can stop it at any point. When I feel that's starting to pull because it's not in the right spot, I can stop it. If this had an electric motor on it, it would line that up right there and it would break the thread, and then you'd have to rethread it and fight with it even more. Okay, this is ridiculous. Like I said, I've been fighting this stupid thing all day, way too long. I'm kind of greasy now too from doing it. I shouldn't be messing with new leather with dirty fingers. You end up with black marks that are hard to get off. Come on, dang it. You almost have to grab that second loop and hold it over out of the way, or it just grabs it a second time. Ah. At least I haven't broke the thread on this one. Feel like taking a hammer to the whole dang machine though. Come on, last couple of stitches, I can't even finish it. Well, it got it. When it works really well. But it ain't working. Anyway, folks, I'm frustrated. Not in the best of moods either, so I'm giving up on this before I break something. See you folks tomorrow, and have a great day. I was really hoping to have this done today. Bye.